Okay, that's awesome. Now, we're going to move on, right? And this is what we call the real number system. Very interesting picture here. Right, the number as we understand it is called real numbers. Right, so real numbers, and probably when you want to see, or when you heard of the term real number, what's the first thought that you have? What will you think of? When I heard of it at first, I was like, huh, got fake number one, man. I mean, real number means got fake number. Okay, that's not quite true. Now, the numbers that we have learned in the recent weeks, right? We talk about counting numbers, which is there's a name for it called natural numbers. Okay, so natural numbers is right here. This is how it looks like. This, by the way, this is a proper name. It's called a Venn diagram. Okay, you won't learn it so soon. Probably Sec 2. Okay, maybe Sec 3. All right, so it's called Venn diagram. There's a lot of circles overlapping, that kind of thing. But it gives you a good sense of where are things, that kind of thing. Where are you and all these things. So let's start with the simple one, which is this one, right? The counting numbers, which is what we call natural numbers. All right, then after that, include 0, we call it whole number. Right, integer includes what we call negative number, which we're going to deal with a lot today. Okay, so then of course we also talk about rational numbers versus irrational number, right? So rational number versus irrational number, that's it. So the entire universe of real number is just here. Okay, and these are the numbers that you'll be playing with all the way until you are in Sec 4. In fact, in JC1, you're still playing with this. Okay, the only time you get out of this universe when we deal with complex number, yep, that's when you are usually in JC2. Okay, but unless you're in RI lah, RI do complex number in J1. Okay, so it depends on where you go eventually. But anyway, so the point is we will be stuck inside this red circle for a while. Okay, for quite a while. Or this is a real number universe, if you like. Okay, so this picture shows you that when you think about numbers, it's a lot more than what you think. Okay, and there are many different types of numbers. Okay, so it's not just numbers as we know, right? We talk about irrational, and then there's this. What the heck is this? Okay, anyway, that's not important lah. But this one is something interesting for you to take a look at, and we are going to study a lot inside this circle. Okay, inside this red circle, that's all. Outside, don't care. That'll be when you're in JC 1 or 2. All right, the first thing we want to learn, which is quite simple, very simple, very lame one. I probably cry because it's too lame. Okay, and this idea is called the number line. All right, the number line, as you can probably imagine, it is going to be a line with numbers. That's why I call it number line. Quite easy, right? Okay, of course, when we put the numbers in, we put it in ascending order. This way getting bigger, this way getting smaller. Get used to it. All right, that's how we arrange our mathematics number. All right, going forward is bigger, going backward is smaller. All right, now this is the number that perhaps you are not so familiar with. But then again, I should not judge because I think a lot of you could have a sense of what negative number is already. Yes? It's just that we never really play with it in math class because it was our syllabus for primary school. Right? But I'm quite sure you know, for example, right, you go to shopping mall, correct? Level 1. Then car park B1, right? But B1 is actually level negative 1. Correct or not? Negative underground. So you go, right? And if you actually go somewhere out of Singapore, then there's this thing called the thermometer, right? Okay, 0 degrees Celsius. Correct? Then of course in Singapore it's forever somewhere here 30 something 33, very hot, right? But when you go somewhere, they go, hey, negative 7 degrees Celsius, wow, start to snow or whatever. Correct? So negative number is not something that you're unfamiliar with. I'm quite sure you encounter it before. But like I said, we hardly play with it. Okay? So we need to first understand the number line, and that's where they are, the position. Okay? So the position is like that 1, 2, 3, 4. This one easy, you don't need to call. 0 is right here, which is the dividing line. This is where positive is, this is where negative is. Okay? And as we move along, going down, it becomes smaller and smaller. So the first concept, -1 is bigger than -2. Think about it. Basement 1, basement 2. Basement 2 lower, right? That's the idea. Okay? Except that we are moving sideways instead of up and down. Okay? So same thing. So you need to know that the bigger number, -100 versus -10. Who is bigger? This one bigger. Because negative. Understand? So when I was a kid, walao, this one is like, xiao liao. But how I make sense, I think of basement 1, basement 2 lor. Right? I thought that was very easy for me to understand. Okay, basement 10 versus basement 100. Wow, that one very deep. Right? Probably go to like hell like that. Okay, but anyway, you get the point. Okay. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. So that's how number line is. Very lame one. Okay. So it's a line with numbers. That's called number line. Okay. First of all, when you draw number line, you must have arrow. You know what the arrow stands for? Means please continue. Or it actually continues forward and backwards. That's all. Right. The spacing in between the interval must be the same. Well, this one is a rule that we will break. Because eventually we're not going to draw like that anyway. Okay, so increasing order, you just go front and back, like that. Quite simple lah. Okay, so the next thing you need to learn is actually I draw a number line. I mean, like what the heck, right? Okay, so pay attention lah. Right, draw a number line to represent all the real numbers of x that is between -3 and 4. So -3 is here, 4 is here. All right. Isn't this the number line? No, pay attention. This red color one is the number line. Okay, the blue color one is the marking of where your numbers are. So the numbers between -3 to 4, that's the lower number, lower limit if you like the floor and the ceiling. Okay, so the floor is the -3, that's the smallest you can go. 4 is over there. All right, so this is the red color one is what we call the number line. Okay, so representing all possible values. That means your x can be anything in between. X can be 0, x can be 1, x can be 1.2, x can be 2.5, x can be -2.5. Are we all clear? Can? So the number line is like that. Any questions so far? Good. The next thing you need to understand is this word called between. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. If I say the number between 1 and 4, what are the numbers between 1 and 4? 2 and 3, pretty obvious, right? 废话, right? But anyway, hold on. This is important. When you use the word between, you exclude the 1 and the 4. Literally exclude. Because between, you must be really in between. Okay? All right. So similarly, when you talk about A, B, C, D, E, the letters between A and E is B, C, D. You don't include the A, you don't include the E because it's between. Clear? All right. It's an English thing, but you have to understand what it means by between. Okay? Unless it says between -3 and 4, inclusive. If they add in the word inclusive, they're telling you, okay, in between these two boundaries, but I want to include them as well. Then you include them. Otherwise, we exclude. Okay, all clear? This is a very simple thing. It's called between, but some people got the wrong idea because later on we're going to talk about include or not include. What's the difference in your number line? Pay attention, got difference on. So far okay? Between means don't include the two ends. Okay. What if I say inclusive? Blue color. Is there going to be any changes to my number line? Yes. Well, it's still a line that cuts across all the way from -3 to 4, right? It's still going to be this same line. However, if it includes the -3, you draw a solid colored dot. If you include 4, you draw a solid colored dot. Versus just now the hollow color, no color lah. So I like to call it the white dot or the black dot lah. If you're using white pen and white pen, if you're using black pen, then you'll be black dot. Right? Okay, got the idea? So very simple. Whether you include or don't include depend on whether you want to color the dot or not. All right, if you color the dots, you include that value. That means x can be equal to -3. X can be equal to 4. If you don't color, then x cannot be equal to -3 or x cannot be equal to 4. X is not 4. Understand? Okay, so the word inclusive important, of course. All right, and this is also important in daily thing when you receive letters or whatever, right? Oh, the closing date for your application is on 14th of January, inclusive. Means on that day can, right? On that day you still can do whatever submission you want to submit lah. But nowadays a bit more clear because they give you timing also. Okay, so far so good lah. Okay, come let's talk about this quick. Let's move on a little bit faster. Okay, now I draw a number line that represents -2 to 3. Okay, pay attention. The lower limit is -2, higher limit is 3. So of course, we know that we are going to draw a line that's starting from 2 to 3. Then connect, that's all. However, all right, you see this versus this, there's a bit of difference, yes? Hey, by the way, just to double confirm, you all got learn this in primary school, right? How come some yes, some never learn one? Xiao liao, you all come from different primary school. This one, this is a more than sign, less than sign. Who never learn one? Are you? Never. And then how come you all got learn? I thought you all same school. What the? Oh, the teacher very kiasu one. Yeah, very easy one. Okay, I learned this in primary school. Right? I remember my primary school. Okay, this is the more than sign and the less than sign. Or you see in the keyboard anyway. All right, so it's very simple, very layman. So we say like 5 is more than 3. Okay. Then 3 is less than 5. Literally think of this like the crocodile. That's how my teacher taught me. Or Pac-Man. Okay. So you always face the bigger number because why? You want to eat the bigger cake. Or I don't know lah, bigger number lah. There, this 5 bigger than 3, right? So you want to eat the fella lah. Okay, so that's how my teacher taught me. The teacher draw crocodile. He say this one look like crocodile mouth. Okay, so the crocodile always face the bigger number. That's it lah. So I don't know how we learn lah. But anyway, this is quite simple. Okay, so of course, the idea is quite simple, right? Bigger than, smaller than, which one bigger number, smaller number, where the crocodile face. Can? Very easy. I learned in primary school. Of course, my time different lah. Got dinosaur maybe. Okay. Anyway, hey, don't laugh. Things become more challenging. When you got this, you know. Where the crocodile face now? -3. Very good. Okay. Which one? Which one? Wow, gao leh, you. Okay. Wow. Okay, but you get the idea lah. Can? Okay, no, never learned before one. Newbie. Can crocodile face the bigger number? That's it lah. Very simple one. Okay. So when you read this tells you lah the x, okay, is smaller than 3. At the same time, the x is bigger than -2. That's all. So that's why x is just in between here lah, in between these two numbers. Okay. No. Hold on. I haven't told you the whole story. Okay. These are all strictly more than. It's equal. Can you see the difference or not? Can you see the difference? There's a line below, right? Normally when we draw, teachers draw like that lah. Or computer draw like this lah. Okay? But no difference, they are the same. Okay. What does it mean? Now, pay attention. Let me guide you a bit because we're a newbie here. Okay. So the idea is this. If x is less than 3, what is the biggest number possible for x? No, 2 is a good idea lah. X can be equal to 2. 2.9. Wow, very nice. 2.9. X can be 2.9 lah. Can, right? As long as less than 3 can already, what? So 2.9 can? Can it be bigger? Can be bigger? 9. You get the idea already, right? Okay, like, what? Yeah, but the whole idea is that x die must be less than 3. It can be very, very nearly 3, but it is not 3. Compare this with this. What is the biggest possible value for x now? 3. X can be equal to 3. But it also can be smaller, of course. Understand? So this one more line tells you that it's inclusive. I cannot be more than 3 because it die must be less than 3. It die x is still less than 3. Any number less than 3 is okay. But at the same time, with the equal sign, it tells you that it can be equal to 3. Compare with this, no matter how far you go, you just cannot be equal to 3. All right? I'm 2.999999, but I'm not 3. Damn. Too bad lah. You understand? There's a difference, and this difference is important to understand, recognize, and therefore relate back to our number line. Okay, relax, one thing at a time. You clear or not clear? Good. Are you clear about the difference? Got equal, no equal? Okay? Good. Now, what is it got to do with our number line? Well, you see, this x is any number that is between -2 to 3. Sure, I got it. Just now you say, quite easy, right? It's so lame, just draw a line, okay. But now, you notice that this 3 can equal. Means what? Can include. Means what? Means your x can be equal to 3. That's the maximum you can go, not 2.999. Understand? So, black dot. In my case, red dot. Little red dot. Okay. You get the idea? On this other part, it says that it must be greater than -2. It can be equal to that number. Then it can be that number. It can be equal to that number. Without a black dot means it cannot reach that number. No matter how close you go, you just never get there. Understand? 2.99999 is not 3, I know it sounds like 3, but it's not. Okay? Understand? So understand the colored, non-colored, not. Can? Include or don't include. That's all lah. It's very simple lah. But it's just include or don't include. That's all lah. Got equal sign, color. No equal sign, don't color.